Okay, so this is going to be just a quick video on how to use a scatter plot or a line of best fit to make a prediction. So all models are just predictions for the future because we want to predict like how things go in the future, right? So what this story is about is the distance that a delivery truck travels and then how long it took them to get there. Right? So obviously it's pretty clear, like if you go longer, then the trip will take longer, right? That makes sense. So what we can do is we can what we call extrapolate, meaning predict into the future. The data is all the scatter plots, the plots, right? The points. So if I extend this line into the future, I expect that maybe the data won't be exactly on the line, but they'll be pretty close to it. So I'm basically saying, okay, I've got this trend that happened in the past where these dots were pretty close to this line, but they weren't exactly on the line, so I can just use an estimate of that line to predict into the future. So if somebody says to me, use that line, they're talking about using the line itself, not the actual data points, because the points don't fall on the line. Remember, the line is just a prediction, estimation of where the points are. How long a 400 delivery will take? Well, I'll just go to where it tells me to go. 400 miles is measured on the x-axis. So I'm just going to go to where 400 is on the miles. And then I'm going to go up to the line. So I'm going to go not to this data point because the point isn't on the line. I'm going to go up to the line. And then I'm going to figure out what the other number of hours associated with that is. So based on the line, if I traveled 400 miles, I think it would take me about 8 hours to get there. So essentially all you're doing is sticking to the line and traveling to the location it asks you to. So if it said to me, how long does it take for 400 miles? I'm going to go to 400 miles, go to the line. If the question said something like, how many miles would 8 hours take? Then I would go to where 8 hours is, go over to where the line is. That's funny, I picked 8. I didn't mean to pick 8 because it's the same point. And I would say, oh, it takes 400 miles. So wherever it tells you to go on the graph, sometimes it'll tell you the X's, sometimes it'll take you to the Y's, but either way, your goal is to get to the line and then figure out what the other location that's associated with that is. Okay, hope that helps.